All right, so it's 6:30. I'm going to call this meeting to order. Um, so we are first going to start off with the general board vote, the how that turned out. So you guys voted for Mason Fields, Michael Rose, and Lindsay. So they will be starting those positions this week. And Lindsay, I believe, is the only one we'll need to kind of get up to speed for that. So congratulations to all of you. Um, so I put up a poll after our last meeting when a few people had brought up possibly changing the date and the time. The top vote for that was for Tuesdays and for the time to be moved to 7:30. If this is something you guys like, I just need someone to make motion for that and second it, and then we can put it up for a vote. And if we do so, um, once you vote, I would like you to write your answer in the chat. It just helps me keep track of it easier. So, if someone wants to make that motion, they can. That's all on you guys.
I motion.
Okay, who is that?
Jen.
That was
Jordan.
Jen. Okay.
I'll second.
Okay. So we'll put it up for vote. So I would like your responses in the chat. Yes or no. If you would like to see the quarterly meetings moved to the first Tuesday of the month at 7:30 p.m. I'll give you guys a minute to do that. If someone can't access the chat, let me know. Hi, Mason. I don't know if Mason can hear me. Can you hear me, Mason?
Yes. Hello.
Okay. Hi. We are currently voting if you want meeting time moved to Tuesdays at 7:30 p.m. and put your response in the group chat.
7:30 p.m. Eastern.
Eastern time, yes. 10 people today. Oh, Lindsay is joining us. Lindsay, let me know if you can hear me.
I can. We were having fun. We lost power and we don't really know why, but I just had to move all the incubators. It's like partial, like
Oh
we
no.
lost
So
all
we're
the incubators
voting.
are in the bathroom now.
Oh, geez. So we're voting right now if you want Tuesdays at 7:30 for our quarterly meetings for the first Tuesday of the month. And we're putting that in the chat box, yes or no.
Okay.
Okay. Everybody found the chat box okay? Okay, great. All right. I'm going to move on to the show budget. Um, Jen came up with the number of $1,400 to put aside for the show budget. That would allow $140 per each show, accounting for 10 shows, to get ribbons for youth, and then any other types of flyers and things that we may need for those shows. Um, if everyone is good with it, I just need someone to make a motion, for the $1,400 budget, and I need someone to second.
Real quick, has the treasurer weighed in on that budget?
I have not heard from them, no.
Okay. I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay.
I'll second.
If everyone is good with a $1,400 budget for the show committee, if you could put your responses in the chat box, yes or no, I would appreciate it. And while you guys are typing in those answers, I spoke with Sarah. Sarah, of course, you can chime in as well if you would like, about getting the membership cards, like on a lanyard for each person, and we'd like to start with the youth. And she's said she could create these. She sent me over the prices and everything, and when I calculated everything out. So we have to buy multiple badge packs. So the badge packs are 32 badges for $23 a piece. The paper she uses is $20, and the ink she uses is $27. So we'd roughly need we're just over 200 members, I believe. Is that correct, Jen?
Yes.
Okay. So we would need a total of at least 7 packages of the badges, but we of course would like to start with the youth, and when calculated up, and I also gave some leeway for some extra ink and paper, that would be a $250 budget. I'm going to let Sarah chime in if she has anything else to say.
So it's a sublimation printer for those of you who do craft. And like this is an example what I made for my own kids. Sorry, it's kind of hard to tell, but it would go on a lanyard. It's their American Bantam Association card. And I just then put it on this metal card. And since we don't have expiration dates on our stuff, it do. Well, not for this one. It's just good kind of like forever. We would just have to design some kind of a card logo. I thought it would be a great idea to start with the youth because I know like when they go to shows, they like to have physical things. I didn't know if the adults wanted that as well. But this is easy to make and it's metal, so the kids won't destroy it. The only other thing we'd have to figure out is postage though to mail to members.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, so the total cost for everything would be around $250. That's not including postage. And because of the weight of the item, I don't think postage would be a terribly huge amount, but we could go ahead and bump that budget for that up to $350 if everybody is okay with that. And if that is something that all the members would like, we can, if someone wants to motion and second, we can go forward with that.
Would it be fair to just, I guess the word, sorry, I'm just trying to think of the words.
You're okay.
Pay for the youth members since we want them to have cards. And then if general members want a membership card themselves, they pay the postage.
Well, my thought was it could be an extra perk type
Okay.
of thing. That's where my thought process was.
I'll make a motion to accept that, Leah.
Okay.
I'll second.
Okay. So if we'll put up to vote, those in favor for the ID cards, please type either a yes or no in the group chat. And then as everybody's continuing to vote on that, I'm going to hand it over to Jen for the vice president report.
Just real quick on the other thing that we just voted on.
I don't have a whole.
Oh, sorry, Jen. I
Go
just
ahead,
wanted,
Rebecca.
Since the last thing involved the budget, has the treasurer waited on that? I noticed the treasurer hasn't been here the last couple meetings.
Nope.
Okay. Okay, your turn, Jen.
Okay. I don't have a whole lot. There has been a few new members and especially a few new professional members. I have been updating the breeder directory, but I am new to Squarespace. So I just wanted to put it out there for anybody that sees their name in the breeder directory, or if it is missing from there, to please feel free to reach out to me and let me know so that I can get that corrected or put on there. I am trying to stay on top of it now that I have the basics of Squarespace figured out. I did not actually get a member count as we were running out the door today, but I do know that I have added at least 12 new members to the spreadsheet over the past couple of weeks.
Awesome. So, unfortunately, our secretary is not with us tonight. She is very, very, very sick. So I am taking notes, and then of course we'll rewatch the video afterwards. And then I will do the treasury report. Currently our budget sits at $9,434.12. We have our checking is at 6202.25. Operating budget is at 1484.31. Capital budget is at 163.25. Our reserve budget is at 1484.31. And paperwork has been filed for the Capital One baking. I will update once I have more information on that. Any questions there?
Is there any need in this year to spend money for any tax purposes or anything like that?
Meaning,
Like, do we, would it be in any way, beneficial to say, okay, let's take $1,000 and, sponsor some projects or research projects through the ACBA or whatever, just
if you have anything to bring to the table, definitely bring it to the table and we can definitely discuss it.
all right.
Yeah.
I will say with Mason, with most nonprofits like that, it's not like I see exactly where you're coming from. Like the farms and businesses have to spend money at the end of the year, but not really necessarily with nonprofits.
Gotcha.
The thing with nonprofit right now is not all of that paperwork has been filed. And so in order to keep going, there is some question of what we need to be doing until the nonprofit paperwork has been filed. That is something that the treasurer is supposed to be working on, and we do not have updates on that.
Is that for our 501 status?
Correct.
Yes.
Right, because I'm also looking at it for our poultry club, and we would not, I don't believe, qualify as a 501c3. We'd have to be a 501. I want to say 19 or something else. There is a designation for agriculture, but with that, we do still have to file the appropriate tax paperwork, like our annual reports and things. But if we were close enough to the horizon of having that, there actually is a way that people could backdate their donations or like they would still be able to reap the benefits, the tax deduction benefits at a later date for their donations. Just a side note. And I could be completely off because I'm in Kentucky and I don't know where we're financially based out of.
Got it. We are financially based out of Arizona.
I'm about to learn Arizona. I'm a Kentuckian.
Arizona's kind of funny too. So
Cool.
yeah, their lingo on things is a little bit different. So it took me some time to figure that out as well. Okay, so yes, Frank.
So who was supposed to be filing the stuff for the 501?
That would be
The
our
treasurer, Aaron.
treasurer.
And he's the one that did the bank too, right? Or who filed that?
I filed that.
The way that
filed
it is
that this
set up
week.
right now, the way that it is set up right now, I believe in the bylaws, is that the president and the treasurer both will always have access to the bank accounts. And so Leah is proactively taking the initiative to do the bank account as was discussed in previous meetings, to get all of that moved over like it should have been in the past 8 months.
Right, right. So I guess my question is, why is there a need for a treasurer if Leah's gonna have to do everything and they're not gonna show up to the meetings?
Those are things that will eventually be discussed.
Cool.
Okay, I'm going to move on to Mason. Do you have any junior membership updates?
None at this time.
Okay, and we will take the moment to let Ava talk about her win.
So hi.
Hello.
So I think it was a couple weeks ago now. I went down to Kentucky. And they were at the Kentucky Poultry Show where I ended up placing second in quail.
That's so great.
Ava was absolutely fantastic. Ava, you should probably also mention about Uncle Milton and your win with Uncle Milton.
So my tiny bantam chicken placed best of her breed and best of her variety in the junior category.
That's super awesome. I'm proud of you.
Yeah,
cool.
Ava, she was in the showmanship. She, entered in that, and entered 10 birds, I believe. It was 10 quail, Ava?
I only entered 9 quail in total.
But it was really good. Like, Ava traveled like 9 hours to come to that show, and it was absolutely fantastic to meet her.
And she got ducks.
Yes.
I heard about that.
Yes.
So awesome.
And Ava, I used my Hen on Nest ink pen today at work.
Nice.
Yes.
That's awesome. Okay, so let's see. Show committee updates.
So I have not received the ribbon samples yet, and I have another idea that I'm going to put forth to show committee probably in the next week on possible awards that are slightly different than ribbons, just so that when we go to vote and decide what we're going to put forth to the members as our awards, we have all of our options already ironed out. We also, this past week or 10 days, have been working on setting up something for quail for 4-H projects, and setting up some different flyers or diagrams, that kind of thing, for those. And we are also working on some infographics for things like how to prep for a show, basics on the SOP, that kind of thing, that would be beneficial to the members. And some of those we are anticipating being able to put those on the public ACBA page as well, both Facebook and on the website, just so that other people can have some resources, even if they aren't members, where they can kind of see a little bit of what we do.
Can I add something here? Are you done, Jen?
Go for it.
I didn't want to cut you off. I just want to say, Jen sent me a packet for the Western Kentucky show, and it was fantastic. It had flyers already printed up that I saw a number of people take. There was a binder with quail cards that people could flip through, and people were very interested in seeing the different varieties. There was a laminated copy of the SOP, but that was phenomenal. Thank you so much, Jen.
Not a problem. Yeah. And I am working on making that a little bit more complete. And I'm working with SOP committee on that as well. That is something that we want to have 4 or 5 copies available so that we can send them to various shows, since show season is kind of a window of a calendar year. There is the potential that we would have 4 or 5 packets out at any given time, just depending on where the shows are at and when they occur. But it is something that we have played with here in Texas and had really good reception on, and I'm glad that it was similar in Kentucky.
I do have Michael's SOP update. I will probably go ahead and send this out via email because if anyone knows Michael well, he is lengthy. But there's currently 3 members on the SOP board. So that is Chuck, Zach, and Michael. They're working on getting some clarifications from judge feedback. And they have drafted updates to include evaluating more clearly evaluating Katarnik's quail guidance and expanded color. Some of the new developments is collecting weight data. So if anyone's doing a part of the project to help Zach get those weight data numbers, that would be awesome. And they have received feedback from the Kentucky show. So I will send this out via email to everyone by the 15th of the month so everyone can see kind of where that's at. Like I said, it's a little bit lengthy to go over all of it here. Let's see. I don't believe anybody from our marketing committee is here. There are more open positions in that if anybody wants to come forward for that coming up. And if anyone has any other business, I'm going to open the floor now. Please remember you have 2 minutes to speak, and each one gets a turn to speak.
Leah, can I say something real quick?
Yes.
Could you repeat the which 3 board members were voted in? Because 2 of them joined us a little late and probably didn't hear it.
Oh, that is true. So congratulations to Mason, Lindsay, and Michael. The 3 of you were voted into those general board positions. And Lindsay, we will have to catch you up since she'll be new to that position. Heather. Yes, are you still in marketing committee, Heather? Are you able to talk?
I think so. Can you hear me?
Have you heard anything or any updates about what's going on with that?
I have no idea.
Okay. I did secure another platform. I'm sure some of you know that we are allowed to market on as well. So we have that too. Heather, I'll get with you afterwards. I'm going to see about possibly rebuilding that committee. Okay. If you want to still stay part of it.
Okay.
Hey, go ahead and count me in for marketing.
Awesome. Okay. Sounds great. Okay, cool. Very cool. Thank you both. Does anybody else have any other business? All right. Well, if anyone wants to motion to end the meeting and get a second.
Real quick before we close, and then
Yep.
then I'll motion.
Okay.
I just want to thank Lindsay for allowing quail in the Western Kentucky Club show a couple of weekends ago. That was an amazing show. There were almost 800 total entries. Lindsay ran it like a rock star, and I was super impressed. But it's just it's really an honor to be allowed to show our quail at a show like that. So thank you so much.
Yes, thank you, Lindsay.
I'm hoping we're going to be able to expand on getting into more shows. And I'm the show secretary for our show. And I will talk to any show secretary that wants to hear it from the horse's mouth about adding it to their show. I've talked to Sarah from the Old Dominion Poultry Club in Virginia, and they're wanting to add that. And she actually runs like an open show as well as their fair. And one of my next steps is to reach out to Poultry Hub, which is the up and coming show management software, to see if we can add Coturnix as an option and kind of work through that part from a software engineering standpoint. Because Show Commander, the previous software I used, they did it no problem. Poultry Sites, that is the most common, is very antiquated, bulky, and hard to use, and not at all adaptive to Coturnix. But if we can get in with Poultry Hubs and have that built in, that will really make it easier for the show secretaries. I know for ours, I had to basically do it by hand. And then should cost become an issue with that, I can continue with the spreadsheet, smart sheet, Google sheet that I'm working on that will be able to make available to fairs and things, just for ease of tracking their quail entries, because we want to make it as easy and seamless as possible. That way they will welcome us back for years to come.
Definitely.
Awesome. Lindsay, would it be feasible for me to add you to the show committee chat? These are things that we do discuss in there.
Yeah, sure. You know, I'm down
All
for
right.
whatever.
Great. Anybody else?
Okay, I'll go ahead and motion now.
Okay.
I will second.
Okay. All right, guys. Everybody, you have a good night, and thank you for jumping on.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Have a
Bye.
good night.